Welcome to my channel. I have a question for you. Do you know English grammar? Do you know many English words? But still, when it's time to speak, you pause, you hesitate, and you feel stuck? If that's you, don't worry. You are not alone. Many learners face the same problem. Today, I'm going to show you a clear, simple path to fluency. Not in one big jump, but step by step. Each step will take you closer to speaking smoothly, confidently, and without hesitation. So stay with me until the end, because I'll share the exact steps I've used with my students for over 25 years, and they work. Chapter 1: Understanding Fluency the Right Way. Fluency. It's a word that many learners dream about, but not everyone understands what it really means. Some people think fluency is about knowing every grammar rule perfectly. Others believe it's about using big, difficult words in conversation. But the truth is, fluency is not about perfection or complexity. Fluency is about being able to speak without long pauses, without your mind going blank, and without struggling to find the right words. It's about speaking naturally, like water flowing in a river, smooth, steady, and confident. I want you to imagine this. You're having a conversation in English. The other person asks you a question. You understand it instantly, and without thinking too much, the answer comes out of your mouth. You don't stop to translate. You don't hesitate. You just speak, and it feels easy. That is what real fluency looks like. And the good news? You don't need to speak like a native or be perfect to get there. You just need to train in the right way. Here's something most learners don't realize. Fluency has two sides, and you need to work on both at the same time. The first side is physical. That's your mouth, lips, tongue, and voice. They all need to work together smoothly to produce English sounds. If your mouth is not used to moving in English, your speech will feel slow and uncomfortable. Even if your brain knows exactly what to say, your mouth won't be able to keep up. This is why you might know a word but still struggle to say it quickly in conversation. The second side is mental. That's your brain's ability to think in English, find the right words quickly, and put them together into sentences without translating from your native language. If your brain is slow to process English, your mouth will stop. You'll pause, hesitate, and lose your flow. This is where many learners get stuck. They train their brain with vocabulary and grammar, but they forget to train their mouth to keep up. Or they speak a lot without thinking in English, and their brain still depends on translation. I remember one of my students, Aisha. She had been studying English for over 7 years. She knew thousands of words. She could read books, write essays, and even explain complicated grammar rules better than some teachers. But when it came to speaking, she froze. In class, she would start a sentence, stop halfway, and then look down at her notes. It wasn't because she didn't know the words. It was because she hadn't trained both sides of fluency. One day, I asked her to try a new approach. Instead of focusing only on learning new grammar or vocabulary, we started doing short daily mouth exercises, reading aloud, repeating sentences quickly, and shadowing simple dialogues. At the same time, I taught her to think in English by practicing ready-made phrases, so she didn't have to translate word by word. At first, it felt strange for her. She was used to studying quietly, not speaking so much. But after a few weeks, I noticed a change. She started answering questions more quickly. She didn't pause as much. She even laughed in English without worrying about mistakes. Aisha's transformation proved something important. Fluency is built when your brain and your mouth work together. If one side is weak, you will always struggle. But when both sides are strong, speaking becomes natural. You stop thinking about every little word. You focus on the conversation, not the mechanics of speaking. So here's the key lesson. Fluency is not magic. It's a skill that grows step by step, just like learning to ride a bike or play an instrument. At first, you need to focus on balance, training both the physical and mental sides of speaking. Once you get that balance, the rest of the steps will feel easier and faster. And here's a promise. Once you understand this, the rest of the steps in this video will make complete sense. By the end, you'll know exactly how to train your mouth, your brain, and your confidence so you can speak English without hesitation. Chapter 2. Step 1. Train your mouth every day. Speaking English is not just a mental skill, it's a physical skill. Think about it. When you play the guitar, your fingers must learn how to move quickly and smoothly on the strings. When you learn to swim, your arms, legs, and breathing have to work together in rhythm. You can read books about guitar or swimming all day, but until you physically do it, you won't get better. Speaking English works the same way. Your mouth, lips, tongue, and voice are like muscles, and they need training every single day. Many learners make the mistake of only training their brain. They learn new words, study grammar rules, and read English silently. All of that is useful, but if your mouth doesn't get daily practice, it won't move fast enough when you need to speak. You might know the sentence in your head, but your lips and tongue will hesitate. That's why your fluency feels slow. The solution is to train your mouth to move like an English speaker's mouth, fast, smooth, and confident. So, how do you do that? By making speaking a daily habit, even if you only have 5 or 10 minutes. Here are 3 simple and powerful ways to train your mouth. 1. Reading aloud. Take a short, simple English text, like a story, article, or even a dialogue from your textbook. Read it out loud, slowly at first, and then a little faster. Focus on clear pronunciation and smooth flow. Don't stop to check every word. Keep going. This forces your mouth to keep moving and teaches your tongue the rhythm of English. 2. Repeating short dialogues. Find short conversations online or in books. Listen to them, pause, and repeat exactly what you hear. Try to copy not only the words, but also the tone, speed, and emotion. This builds muscle memory for common phrases so they come out naturally when you speak in real life. 3. Shadowing videos. Choose a short video clip in English, maybe from a YouTube lesson or a TV show. Play it and speak along at the same time as the speaker without pausing. This is challenging at first, but it's one of the fastest ways to train your mouth to keep up with real conversation speed. Now, here's a simple 5 to 10 minute daily routine for beginners. Minute 1 to 2. Warm up by reading a short text aloud once at a natural speed. Minute 3 to 5. Repeat short dialogues from a video or audio clip, focusing on copying exactly. Minute 6 to 10. Shadow a 30-second to 1-minute video clip 2 or 3 times without stopping. If you do this every day, you will start to notice something amazing. Your mouth will feel more comfortable speaking English. Words will start to flow instead of getting stuck. Here's the spike moment. Try this experiment. First, take a short paragraph in English and read it silently in your head. Time yourself. Now, take the same paragraph and read it aloud. You'll notice it takes longer when you speak, and you might stumble on certain words. That's because your mouth isn't used to moving in English. Silent reading only trains your brain, but reading aloud trains both your brain and your mouth at the same time. That's why speaking out loud is so powerful. It connects your thinking and your physical speaking together. And here's the most important thing to remember. Your mouth learns through movement, not silence. You can't build fluency just by listening or reading quietly. You must speak. Even if no one is around, you can still train. Talk to yourself. Read stories aloud. Repeat what you hear in videos. Make your mouth move every day. If you keep doing this, your mouth will start to move faster. Your pronunciation will improve, and speaking English will feel more natural. Step by step, you'll be preparing yourself for real conversations where your brain and mouth work together without hesitation. Chapter 3. Step 2. Think in English, not translate. One of the biggest reasons English learners get stuck is because they try to translate every word from their native language into English before speaking. At first, it seems like a good idea. You think, I know what I want to say in my language, so I'll just find the English words. But here's the problem. Translation takes time. In real conversations, people speak fast. If you're busy translating in your head, by the time you find the right words, the conversation has already moved on. That's why you pause, hesitate, and sometimes stay silent. To become fluent, you have to stop translating and start thinking directly in English. This doesn't happen overnight, but there's a simple method to speed it up: the chunk method. Instead of learning single words like go, market, or tomorrow, you learn whole phrases, ready-made pieces of language that you can use instantly. For example, instead of learning I am going to market separately, you learn I'm going to the market as one chunk. Your brain doesn't have to build the sentence from scratch. It just recalls it as a whole. Here's how to practice it. Take a basic phrase like, I'm going to, and then change the ending to make new sentences. I'm going to cook dinner. I'm going to call my friend. I'm going to start a new book. I'm going to learn English today. When you do this, you're training your brain to use patterns. You keep the first part the same so it feels automatic, and only change the last part. This makes speaking faster because half of the sentence is already in your mind, ready to use. Over time, you can build hundreds of these chunks for different situations. I remember one of my students, Ahmed. He had studied English for years, but every time he spoke, he would stop in the middle of a sentence. He was trying to translate each word, and it made him nervous. I taught him the chunk method. We started with a few common phrases like, "Can I have?" "I'd like to," and "I'm looking for." He practiced them every day, changing the endings to talk about different things. After a few weeks, something amazing happened. One day in class, I asked him a question, and he answered immediately, without stopping to think. He laughed and said, "Teacher, I didn't translate." It just came out. That was the first time he felt truly free while speaking English. That's the feeling I want you to have, the freedom to speak without the heavy weight of translation. And here's the truth. You don't have to know every word in English to speak well. You just need enough chunks to cover the most common situations in daily life. When you know them well, your sentences will come out naturally, and you'll have more confidence to keep going. Don't worry if you make mistakes while practicing this. Mistakes are part of fluency training. Even native speakers make mistakes. The goal here is speed and comfort, not perfection. If you focus on speaking in chunks and thinking in English, you'll notice that your pauses become shorter, your sentences get smoother, and your confidence grows with every conversation. Remember, translation is like a bridge. It can help you in the beginning, but if you keep walking back and forth on the bridge, you'll never reach the other side. Thinking in English is like crossing that bridge and living on the other side permanently. And once you get there, speaking becomes much easier, faster, and more natural. Chapter 4. Step 3. Speak under pressure. Speaking English alone is useful. It helps you train your mouth and think in English. But here's the truth. Speaking in real situations with other people is completely different. When you're alone, you can pause whenever you want. You can repeat yourself, take your time, and even check your notes. But in real conversations, there's no pause button. People are waiting for your answer. The conversation keeps moving, and you have to keep up. That's where fluency is truly tested. And here's something important. You will feel nervous at first. Your heart might beat faster. Your hands might sweat. You might worry about making mistakes. But that nervousness doesn't mean you're bad at English. It means you're learning. It means you're stepping outside your comfort zone, and that's where the real progress happens. Every fluent speaker you admire once felt exactly the same way. They just didn't let the nervousness stop them. To make this easier, start with small, safe challenges. You don't have to give a speech in English right away. Instead, try simple situations where the pressure is low. Talk to a shopkeeper. Ask for the price of something, say "thank you," or make a short comment. Ask for directions. Even if you know the way, practice asking, "Excuse me, how do I get to?" and listening to the reply. Join an online language exchange. Many websites and apps let you talk to other learners or native speakers for free. You can start with a short 5-minute conversation and build from there. I remember a student named Priya. She had never spoken English outside of class. One day, I encouraged her to join an online English chat where the rule was English only. She was terrified, but she agreed to try. At first, she gave short answers. Yes, no, I think so. But as the conversation went on, she started adding more. I like reading books, she said. Then, I'm reading a story now. Then, it's about a family who... And before she knew it, 10 minutes had passed. She had spoken only in English the whole time. When she realized that, her face lit up. "I can't believe I just did that," she said. That was the moment her confidence began to grow rapidly. The truth is, the more you face this kind of pressure, the faster your fluency will improve. Why? Because speaking under pressure forces your brain to work faster. You can't spend time translating. You have to respond. And each time you succeed, your confidence grows. The nervousness becomes smaller, and speaking feels more natural. So don't avoid pressure. Use it. Say yes to opportunities to speak with people. Start small, but keep increasing the challenge. One day, you'll look back and realize that situations which once scared you now feel easy. And that's when you'll know you're not just practicing English anymore. You're living it. Chapter 5. Step 4. Build daily practice into your life. One of the biggest mistakes learners make is thinking they need a special time or place to practice English. They believe they have to sit at a desk, open a textbook, and study for an hour. But fluency doesn't grow only during study time. In fact, you can make huge progress without adding any extra time to your day by making English a natural part of your life. The idea is simple. Use the moments you already have. If you're cooking, speak in English. Say the names of the ingredients. Describe what you're doing. I'm cutting the onions. I'm boiling the pasta. I'm adding the spices. If you're walking somewhere, think in English. Notice things around you and describe them in your head. The sky is cloudy. That car is red. The shop is closed today. If you're getting ready in the morning, talk to yourself about your plans. I'll have breakfast, then I'll go to work, and after that, I'll study for 30 minutes. This might sound simple, but it's powerful. You're training your brain to switch to English automatically. You're building the habit of thinking and speaking in English without waiting for a lesson. Over time, this habit will make English feel like a normal part of your day, not something separate that you only use in class. To make it even more effective, use fun fluency tools. Listen to English songs and sing along. This trains your mouth, your rhythm, and your pronunciation without feeling like work. Try speed reading aloud for a few minutes a day. Pick an easy text, read it once at a normal speed, then read it again a little faster, focusing on smoothness. And use shadowing videos. Listen to a short video clip and speak along at the same time as the speaker. This forces your mouth to match the natural speed of conversation. The best part? You can do these anywhere. While waiting for the bus, you can shadow a short video on your phone. While cleaning, you can sing an English song. While walking, you can think about your plans in English. You don't need to sit down with a big plan. You just need to keep English alive in your daily life. Here's something I want you to remember. Fluency is not a special event. It's something you live every day. You don't wake up one morning suddenly fluent. It's built slowly in hundreds of small moments where you use English naturally. Every little bit counts. Every sentence you speak, every thought you form in English, every song you sing is a step forward. If you turn English into a daily habit, It will stop feeling like a foreign language and start feeling like your language. And that's when you'll notice something amazing. Speaking will no longer feel like practice. It will feel like living. Chapter 6, Step 5. Grow your confidence. Through small wins. Fluency is not built in one giant leap. It's built in tiny steps, small wins that you collect every day. Many learners make the mistake of waiting until they can speak perfectly before they feel proud. But perfection is not the goal. Progress is. One sentence today is better than silence. One small conversation is better than none. Every little win you have is a brick in the wall of your fluency. Think about it. If you speak just one new sentence each day, that's 30 new sentences in a month and over 300 in a year. Imagine how much more confident you'd be after that. You don't have to master everything at once. You just have to keep moving forward. The small wins you create today become the big confidence you feel tomorrow. I had a student named Sarah who was painfully shy. In the beginning, she wouldn't even say hello in class. She thought everyone would judge her accent or laugh at her mistakes. So we made a deal. Her goal was to say just one sentence in English each day. That was it. The first week, she spoke to herself at home. The next week, she said hello to a shopkeeper. Then she started ordering coffee in English. Week by week, her courage grew. 6 months later, she stood up in front of her class and gave a short speech in English. She was still nervous, but she did it, and when she finished, everyone clapped. That moment changed her completely. She realized she didn't need to wait to feel ready. She just needed to take small steps every day. Now, I want you to imagine something. Picture yourself a few months from now. You're standing in a group, speaking English naturally. You're not pausing, you're not translating, you're just talking. People are listening to you, nodding, smiling. You feel calm, you feel confident, and you remember the days when speaking even one sentence felt difficult. In that moment, you'll realize every small step you took was worth it. So here's my message for you. You are ready to start your steps today. Don't wait until you feel perfect. Don't wait until you know more grammar or vocabulary. Start now with what you have. Speak one sentence. Have one conversation. Learn one new phrase and use it today. Celebrate every little success. Those small wins are the seeds of your fluency, and if you plant them daily, they will grow into something amazing.